things like Legos or doll stuff. I don't know, I don't have kids, but I would imagine. Hey folks, it's Carrie from Pretty Neat. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. I'm sharing new videos here every week about how to declutter your home, get organized, and just make your space the best it can be. So I hope that you'll stick around. So today I want to talk about things that you probably have sitting around your house that you can use to organize your space. So we're going to be talking about some options for ways of containing things, and these tools are not going to cost you anything, or they're going to cost you very little money. Now, there is a new show out on Netflix. It's called The Home Edit, and I did a whole video about my thoughts on the Home Edit. It's actually gotten quite a few comments, and so if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on the show or seeing what other people thought of it, I'll link that video down below. The professional organizers on the Home Edit spend a lot of time on that show showcasing products from the Container Store, all these really beautiful matching containers for organizing people's spaces. So for their pantries and their closets, for the playrooms, they're going to the store and they're spending a lot of money on containers, which they look great and the final product is really beautiful. But I would argue that they're really unnecessary and that it's a lot of money to spend to organize your home when you can really do it very, very inexpensively. And in most cases, you can do it without purchasing anything at all. You can just use stuff that you already have in your house right now. So I feel like this serves a few purposes. This allows you to reuse some things that you already have. It keeps things out of the waste stream. And it also saves you some money because you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of containers. So one thing that you can use to organize your home that's not going to cost you any money are glass containers. So I'm talking specifically about containers that food comes in. So like this one is from almond butter, peanut butter, and this one was coconut oil, I think. And so these come in a variety of sizes, obviously, when you buy the product. This is just so simple. You can just wash these thoroughly and use them for storage. So I use these in my kitchen to store dry goods. These types of jars come in really handy when you have like that container of sugar or flour and you have just a small amount left and that bag is like falling over in the pantry and getting messy. Decanting what's left into a glass jar and obviously putting a label on it, that can really help clean up that area and also keep things from getting messy in the pantry. One tip that I have, I tend to buy the same brand and type of almond butter, and so they come in the same jar, and I will collect just that one type of jar, that one size, and I will wash them out. And then if I want to use multiples in my pantry or in a cabinet, I have a few on hand that I'll match. And as we learned in the Home Edit, it does look pretty when things match in our cabinets. I would argue that's really not necessary. It can be very functional if things aren't matching, but if that is an issue for you, just start collecting the same size jar for something that you purchase on repeat, and you'll have a matching set of canisters. Another item that you can use to organize your home that's not going to cost you anything are the containers that food comes in when you buy it at the grocery store. So these are little containers that prepared foods come in. These are perfect for organizing your drawers. And I actually have several of these that I use in a drawer where I store all my batteries. I have a spot to separate out the different sized batteries, and then I also have a spot for my battery charger. These just make everything just so much more organized in that drawer. I don't have batteries rolling around everywhere, and this was an easy solution that didn't cost me anything. Another item you probably have sitting around your house that can come in handy for small things and for organizing the inside of drawers are any type of small boxes. So like these are little jewelry boxes, cardboard, you know, I just hang on to any decent sized sturdy boxes like these. I keep a small stash on hand so that if I do have a drawer that needs to be organized or I kind of rearrange a space, I have a few of these dividers on hand. And this again is just such an easy and inexpensive solution. Most of us have this stuff. You know, go look in wherever you store your gift wrap and you probably have got a bunch of these little boxes. And you know, these boxes can also be used top and bottom side by side in the drawer to divide up the space. These are great in your junk drawer to divide up the space in that drawer so that things don't move around and get disorganized. These are great for drawers in your office or wherever you store office supplies, any place that you need to divide up the space for small things. I use some boxes like this in the drawer in my vanity. It helps me organize all my makeup items. And again, these are just small things that would otherwise shift around and get into a jumbled mess. But having a few boxes in there just allows me to divide up the space and keep everything corralled and really neat, and I know where to find everything. Here's another option for dividing up and organizing small objects that you might not have thought about, and that's ice cube trays. I help a lot of people organize their homes, and it seems like most households have a few extra ice cube trays just kicking around for some reason. So if you have a few, these are great for organizing any kind of really small items. I use these to organize my jewelry, and I love this because I have all these small sections. I can organize my earrings and rings, and it keeps them all separated. I never have to go hunting for the match to an earring because each one has its own little divided spot. These would also be great for maybe drawers in a craft room or places where you're storing hardware, things like screws and nuts and things that would otherwise get into a big jumbled mess. You can keep them divided in an ice cube tray. Most of us are ordering a lot of stuff online and having things shipped to our homes. So take a look at the packaging and boxes that those things are coming in, and you might find things that would be able to be repurposed for storage. So I had some magazines and some craft supplies, like some large sheets of paper that I needed to organize, and I just found instructions online for cutting a shipping box down so that it can hold paper upright on a shelf. And this has been really helpful. Of course, you can buy that type of organizer in the store, but if you have a box come to your house for free and you're just gonna toss it in the recycling bin anyway, why not repurpose it for a storage solution? My final idea for storage containers that are free or very inexpensive are shoe boxes. I find that the size of a shoe box is really perfect for storing a lot of different things in your home. I use that size container in pretty much every room in my home to store things. So if you have actual shoe boxes and it's a space that moisture is not an issue, I encourage you to just use those. But you can purchase these types of containers at any big box store or even at the dollar store. They generally run about $1 for this shoe size box with a top. And yeah, I use these everywhere. So some examples, I use these in my fridge and freezer to divide up food in there. I use them under the sink in my kitchen to corral cleaning supplies. That's really helpful too if there's anything that might leak. And I use these in my pantry to divide up, again, food items. These are great for your office space to divide up office supplies. In your linen closet, this size container is really good for the extra shampoos and lotions and things. It's just a lot easier, especially if you have deep shelves in your pantry or in your linen cabinet, to have a bin like this to hold some of the smaller items so that you can just pull the whole bin out and you don't have a bunch of small bottles and smaller packaging all packed in on the shelves. These are also great in the playroom to hold smaller toys and games and things that have a lot of little pieces, things like Legos or puzzle pieces or art and craft supplies, anything like that in your kids' playroom that tends to get just scattered around. A few of these shoebox size containers are great to just hold everything in place and to make cleanup fairly easy. So those are just a few ideas of things that you have sitting around your house that you can use to actually organize your home. I'd love to hear what you think about these ideas, or if you put any of these into practice. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button. It really helps out my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. I share videos here every week about organizing and decluttering your home and just making it the best it can be. Talk to you soon.